We have tanner women and better fast food restaurants.
Yep. That in and out.
Lucky's calling for the go live, and that means that if the other team is ready to begin, U5 will be responding with an LO3. In just a moment, CEVO-P Week 2 continues. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. Week 2-1. Denial, U5. We talked up. Here it is. Pistol round, Clay. You got Glocks versus whatever you purchase. If
it was me, it wouldn't be Glocks. It'd just be CZs. All
yes.
around.
I want to say it's going to be Glocks, mainly because I kind of understand Denial's game plan. Also because of the fact that you kind of need armor. Any choke point that you come out of in cash just seems to get naded to hell, and I think I called it correctly. They just went with one support player buying utility nades and the rest going with armor. It's going to be a 3-2 split to A. A couple of decoys to mid, very obvious decoys to mid to illustrate their point. XP3 looking for the boost and not necessarily trusting his eyes. He's more going with his instincts. One of the quad gets caught out, does a lot of damage to TM. He doesn't trade out himself. One more right by the shipping container. That's Moses who goes down. The site is clear. One more at the toxic barrels right at that connector. That means that if he gets killed now, it's going to be a two-man retake. Almost impossible to do unless you have some extraordinary efforts, but it won't happen. The first death of the round goes to Storm, and he, at the white truck, is in bad shape. Bullet received for the present. One for Denial, and presumably two more if they continue the course.
I really dislike saying presumably two more, because every time we do, then the CTs or whatever team lost the first round comes back with an eco.
Maybe I'm doing it to make for a second exciting eco round.
Are you?
CS:GOception.
I would assume with your girlfriend situation, you're hoping for a complete steam.
We're leaving her out of this conversation now. We're focused. We're zoned in for Counter-Strike. 3 to A main. One boosting, and Warden and JDM saw each other. They're like, "Oh, hey, dude!" And then Warden fell away. They're gonna go for the boost again because I don't think anyone thinks that Warden is silly enough to try that twice. But it's the thing that you never expect that gets you surprised. A nice strafing headshot for TM. He gets traded out though. 2 alive for the CTs, 3 for the Ts. That's 1 on top of the ladder who gets a nade for a gift, and Storm's alive in the smoke, crouching by the end of the shipping container, wanted to charge JDM, who is having none of it. 2 for Denial. And Clay, even if you don't like it, it may be true that this is going to be another save and a force buy. Just kidding.
Wow, force buy. That is. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's barely doable. And if they don't upgrade from the rifle tier, I mean from the SMG tier, which they did, by the way, they don't know that, they have an advantage. Also, they got a lot of kills in the first 2 rounds, so that justifies their purchase. It's a very, very big risk, though.
It is. You see Hayes is holding all that first
no.
I think he's going to be saving for an op, but look at this.
There's no way to justify that push and losing those weapons early. 3 alive for the CTs. They'll need to make up for a lot of lost ground here with 3 dead already. TM, and Storm with the M4A1 and the FAMAS left to defend bomb site B. The bomb is actually there, favorably. The bomb is actually pressing B, so they have somebody still there, and if TM can get there in time, there's a chance. Not so much a chance anymore. They've smoked off the main. Bomb will get dropped. TM holds on to his M4A1 versus 4. Chances are he's not going to go for the suicide push, and undoubtedly, Clay next round is a save, and this first gun round surprise, it wasn't really played well.
No, they put 2 people in mid and just kind of got caught off guard by that boost box, it looked like, which, I mean, I feel like if you don't have eyes on the boost box in mid, you're pretty much doing it wrong. I mean, that's like the go-to spot for the terrorists pretty much, I'd say, like 90% of the time if you're going to try to take mid. So it's a little odd to me that U5 wasn't looking towards her, especially with the experience that they have.
Yeah, it looked almost like a calculated gamble, like they've come over mid maybe once or twice already. They're going to go for a hard rush in some other direction, but they ran into the wall of human beings, and that one is in the record books as a straight loss now. XP3 knows where one is in the smoke at the top of the sawdust pile, previously the wire spool, the cable spool. Moses and Storm left, and that piercing kill is one of the most sad experiences for any player pushing through A. If you make any sort of footstep noise, A player prepared like that will spam you. You won't escape, and just like that, Moses, yourself, whoever you may be, will lose their life. Storm's the last one with his P2000. He's on the far side of the map looking for a lurk kill, and he's got somebody waiting for him, so it's the lurk versus the lurk. Our number 5 man is a clutch man. He's very suspicious. He should be.
I'm liking the use of the Molotovs here from Denial so far. You saw Lucky get boosted over mid. Oh, ooh, nice shot there from Storm. Can he get a second one? He does!
Look for the third, one on top of the box, no good. I know what you're talking about, Clay. Finish up that thought.
Yeah, Lucky, he got boosted onto the box. You know, they got the standard smoke over in mid. And then, you know, because you do obviously have CTs playing those sandbags sometimes over in mid. And Lucky got over, threw the Molotov right into the sandbag area, forced him out of his position, and they cleaned up that kill. And, yeah, I mean, the Molotovs are just working, and they're doing it correctly, forcing CTs out of their spots and picking up the kills as they run away.
Right, in a map as wide open as this, with sight lanes as clear as DE Cache provides you, you need to be able to understand where players will play by default, and by process of association, you must also understand how to move them off their spot, as Clay just told you. Flash them if you must, fire them if you can afford it, and they'll move away, and you'll be all this. Oh, gosh. Wow. That, I don't know, that's ESP, like, how did you even do that, dude? Maybe somebody heard him from the horseshoe? That's amazing.
Could be.
JDM steps out to challenge XP3's op, and his op, which is very, very accurate at times, will miss an errant shot like that. That one actually pierced, and it looked like it tagged JDM. He walks away with 74 health, which I can't even do the math on, figure out how that just happened. Spraying through, there's 2 in the Z, and they could get joint headshotted, so instead of stacking up, one will drop out, and XP3 will resume his position inside of the Z. He'll drop back to the CT. They'll rotate toward A. JDM comes around the corner, and no call. No call. Nobody's called out JDM. Finally, Warden turns. He turns back to find FNS waiting for him, and that take really disoriented U5. They were spun around looking for players at mid, spun around looking for players at A, found nothing, went the wrong way both times, and lost players. As a result, XP3 and Storm left to take it. Denial has a great idea by doing their little surf pop-up to find people coming up over the top of the connector. This is going to be a save. No saving for Storm. One left is XP3. He's in B, and Denial will make no effort to hold on to the bomb. They're going to spread out and make sure that this red line is not kept.
Exactly. It's an attempt at a save for XP3, but the map is just so small, it's very hard to hide out, especially when there's so much time on the clock like you just saw. And Denial, I mean, they just seem to have full control over this game so far.
We had said U5 is famously not so hot at cache, and you'd think that they'd try to put some time into their weakness, but they haven't, question mark?
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
They're having some trouble here. But like I said, I mean, you know, Denial is doing doing things right for the most part. They got good nades. They're using Molotovs to their advantage here, and they're changing it up. I mean, you know, they have some rounds where they're using the Molotovs, and they have some rounds where they're not buying any, and they're just using smoke. So they really got a good game plan going on here.
Warden going full arcade mode, running around in the open, no cover, spraying P250 over the top of the boost box, hoping to hit a headshot. Hazed. Gets one. There's the trade. TM brings down JDM and loses it. So 2 wounded Denial players. And if U5 can just land a couple of shots, they may be able to wrest a gun away, maybe turn this round around. Warden in the back of the quad area will get quick off. Lucky, too fast for him. 1 behind the shipping container, 1 on top of the balk, and he's blind. Storm can't assist his teammate. Nobody turned the corner, so the situation looks like it worked out just all right. Pistol execution from Storm. 1-on-2. XP3 needs to land a headshot to bring this to a 1-on-1. He's got a 5.7, meaning that he's got a shot to do it. If he could just pick up a weapon, and if he just can anticipate, never mind. Lucky comes around the corner. His shadow was peeking out, but XP3 never saw it. 6-0. United 5 is blanked on the scorecard.
Losing bonus does kick in, though, so they are going to be able to fully buy. XP3 picking up that op. So I'm hoping to see a nice op battle here from him and JDM in middle. And now look at this. Now they're buying out the Molotovs again, so we should probably see, I would assume, a boost going up mid and then Molotoving out certain areas in mid.
Oddly enough, because it's expensive and therefore prohibitive, you don't see CTs using incendiaries on this map, but they seriously could, because Denial is being a little bit predictable on where they're going per round. They go to a default, they put someone up over the top of the boost, just molly the boost. Molly the horseshoe, and maybe you can slow down a little bit of this aggression. They had the money to do it this round. They went with smoke, double flash, and frags. 2 kills almost immediately. 1 traded back with a nade. That's Cutler who goes down, and we got 1 of the checkers. It looks like U5 doesn't know. And Moses, back in A site, dancing around, thinking that somebody might be over there. They called for the rotate, Clay, and this is a disaster. Their game sense completely betrayed them. Denial has taken B uncontested. The bomb is in. The bomb will no doubt be planted momentarily by Lucky. 3 U5 players charge for the difficult retake. They'll have to come from multiple angles and land this simultaneously to even have a chance. A deep nade doesn't do much damage. Storm has his executioner, FNS, waiting right underneath him to put a bullet right into his chin. It looks like a 3-man save, Clay. Emotionally, I gotta tell you, as an IGL of the past, seeing these players play, this is the sort of thing that really deflates you. You know, 3-man saves is a sign of just real frustration.
Yeah, frustration, maybe no confidence, really. I mean, they 3 versus 4, it's definitely retake is possible, especially since they are on the losing bonus. If they do lose their guns, they're probably going to be able to buy anyways. So yeah, I probably would have gone for that retake as well. And I mean, that over-rotate, I don't understand the point of it, because I mean, the map is so small. If you just leave one person in to be A and mid, then even if they do come to the side and your A guy or your B guy trades out 1 for 1, then you should have plenty of time for your other 2 guys to get there and get the retake going.
Yeah, United 5 took the gamble and walked away empty-handed. They will push A this time. It looks like the bomb will go solo to Squeaky. That's a bit of a heavy commitment there. JDM gets the better of Warden, who wanted to assist XP3 at the Z. XP3, excuse me, at the connector. XP3 will leave the Z and move toward the connector to take up his fallen compatriot's spot. And this bomb carrier who's waiting at Squeaky will be supported by 3 players of Denial. Hayes, Lucky, and JDM will wait at the main. Hayes flicks away from his own teammate's flashbang, and they enter. Cutler looks for the man coming up over the top. Oh, a smoke out just in time, but Hayes just too fast. That really just happened? Moses?
That happened.
That really just, Moses knew he was on the fire, he still died? Okay, anyway, XP3, TM, and Storm alive to retake the site, and this time they'll be trying for it. TM gets the better of FNS, who was the flank man, 3 alive in the site. We have 1 in the main, 2 at the back quad, the equivalent of the cash double emo. XP3 not fast enough to find Hayes. He was not looking at the default position. 1-on-2, Storm knows if JDM throws this nade. No, he seems to know. There you go. There's the kill. JDM's just too fast for Storm. He had a good idea of where he was. He just wasn't prepared. And Clay, I think I wanted to bring this up a couple of rounds ago. Could it have something to do with the fact that Denial's very warmed up?
It could. I mean, they were having some trouble in that last match there, so I don't know if that's necessarily the case. And towards the end of that last match, but so I don't know if that's the case, or I mean, U5 could be completely cold. It could be the fact that this isn't their best map, or the fact that they're making a few mistakes here by, you know, they're doing a couple oddball things. Now they're finally starting to get the smokes mid, which I don't think they were doing for the first majority part of the half. And I mean, look at this. They're just completely giving up mid now, and that just, I mean, that could be disastrous.
I laughed momentarily because the round where we were saying, I think, the 3-man save is a sign of just emotional defeat. One of our viewers said it's pretty much the equivalent in CS of balling up in the field position and crying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man, this mid take is too clean. United 5 has surrendered mid to play a passive look, hoping to catch Denial unprepared. JDM withdraws his off at the wrong time the moment he gets picked from the, or peeked, excuse me, from the quad position. But Cutler, waiting at the mid position, will find him and make up for JDM's mistake. 3 alive for U5 before the site is even taken, and we see players piling up in mid. FNS trades with Storm. XP3 has brought it to a very manageable 2-on-1. Pretty much equal health here, and XP3's got an off, so if he gets a single kill, it's totally workable. JDM misses a easy shot, and he'll back off. XP3, faced with the situation, will not try to clutch. It's 1-on-2, Clay. You're down 8-0. At this point, there's no science to it. If I'm the in-game leader, I'm yelling at XP3, make the play, because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, what are you saving for? You're on that losing streak bonus. You have an op, I guess. You won't have that next round if you lose it. But, I mean, you will be able to buy an M4. And, I mean, you can win rounds without an op on this map. It's not impossible. And, look, Storm even has enough money to buy an op if you really wanted it. So, yeah, a little confused there. But, I mean, they essentially have nothing to lose by going for these retakes when it's one versus two or 3 versus 4. I mean, those aren't terrible odds to be going up against. So,
Will we see the famous 16-0 blanking again? Because that would just be a disaster.
I hope not, because I said 16-10.
That would. Oh! I just realized what's going on. 3-2 take for A. The bomb will trail, but still come to A main. 2 in the squeaky, and this will be a solid, committed take toward bomb site A. Now, if you're continuously doing this, not even testing the other site, you have to be honest with yourself. U5, have a player in bomb site A who's not holding up his end of the bargain. This is a personnel mismanagement choice, and players and teams who are playing at the level of denial will always find your weakest point, will always find that personnel matchup, and will run over that player until they prove that they can defend otherwise. The first round won for United 5. I did not give it enough credit. 9-1, still an ugly spread, but at least it's something. Now, Clay, personnel management, you know that Moses is in that site. You know that Warden is that rotator in the connector. They seem to have chosen them as the weak links here. Is that fair?
I mean, yeah. It looks like they've actually rotated XP3 over to the site, and now having some success, except for that kill right there from Hayes. But you know, I think U5 even noticed the personal matchup and made the adjustments.
Whoa! Moses with a nice 2-tap, and it's down to a 3-on-1. As soon as we said it, the in-game leader of United 5 has made the adjustment. Look, I'm getting wrecked here. I can't hit this shot. Something's going wrong. I need you to take over this site, and it's provided immediate results. Denial, no doubt, now in their communications, whether they be in a VoIP server or some sort of peer-to-peer, are saying, okay, they've made the adjustment. They've moved some people around. Let's find where that player is. Let's say it's Warden, for example, and go after him again. I would be very surprised next round play if we didn't see a B take.
Yeah, I think we will be seeing a B take, or even more of an emphasis on mid now, because, I mean, that's what they were doing previously, was actually, you know, attacking mid and then going from there either to B or A, but now lately they've just been hitting A, you know, solidly without really emphasizing mid, and I think they'll probably go back to looking towards taking mid again.
There's the end of the round. TM will clean it up. United 5 has 2, and if they win out, it's still a respectable half, but the chances of them winning out, given Denial's streak of success, pretty low. No? You don't think so?
Sorry, I was reading chat there like a bad caster.
Oh, don't do it. The trap of all casters all around the world, being fascinated with the other people, what they're saying.
Yep.
You don't think... I mean, let me not put words into your mouth. Do you think the win out is possible? Do you think that 9-6 is expectable?
It's obvious. It's definitely possible. Probable? No.
Well, JDM also agrees with you. He's got the op kill. TM goes down.
And like I said, I think Denial was probably just getting a little cocky there and just fully confronting A without taking mid, and now they're just going back to what they know and what they know will work. So they're emphasizing the mid control once again, and it's working out for them.
Hayes will come around the corner through the horseshoe, and it's official. I'm being watched from Twitch Mobile. Okay, 4-on-4. Cutler comes around the corner and finds Warden still looking over mid. His observations have betrayed him. He didn't hear the Cutler running. And those footsteps could have easily given away his position. 2 in the site, and XP3 and Moses have them mostly corralled. If XP3 can just hold on, and Moses can rotate quick enough, turn around! Oh, God. Somehow makes it out, and the bomb gets dropped at his feet. 1-on-2,
Wow.
Lucky now has to make the play. I don't even know how that just happened. Lucky's going to chase after this opper, throw his pistol as a flashbang fake. Gets nothing from it. XP3 is swapped for the rifle, and Lucky wants to jump up. I wouldn't recommend it. Doesn't get the kill. U5 has 3. They're climbing out of the pits. At least there's no 16-0 coming.
Yeah, at least there's no 16-0. Maybe I'll get my pred going 16-10. So good job, United 5. But hey, you know, I mean, they just decided to go with B after securing mid, and I think they fully attacked it from the B main, which they didn't really send anyone through vents to checkers, and or even through mid connector around the back of CT spawn, and that could have been the issue. And obviously, it was just a nice hold by Storm too. So he did a good trade out, and that little play by FNS where he tried to sneak up on the guy in heaven rather than just get the bomb down could have been a factor as well in that loss.
A double boost for the boost box at mid. They peek over to find who's there. TM is the person who's there, and TM is a bit surprised that there is a second man boosted. Cutler will fall down, wounded, but he will be able to recover a gun. If he's wounded, he should pass off that rifle to another teammate who could use it more effectively. U5 has 2 down. They've made the best out of this eco round. FNS and JDM with their P250s are at the B side, and Storm will have to defend the side. He is at a full health, a full clip. He's brought down JDM. He's got a sense that somebody else is here, so he keeps flashing in case he's being surrounded, and he almost got tricked into shooting his own teammate there. U5 has 4.5, and if they win out, 9-6 is not a disaster. It's just probably the most ridiculous sort of ending to a half because they were just getting swamped, but it'll make for a game.
Yeah, if they get 9-6, then they're definitely back in this and could potentially take the win on the next half. So, I mean, if they can pull out the next 2 rounds, then they will be looking good here.
I'll tell you what.
Your phone vibrating. Are you getting the angry text now?
I'm not going to tell you exactly what's happening to my phone. I'll tell you what's different, Clay. What's happened and what's changed since the beginning of this game is that there is less fire. Literally, nobody is throwing mollies. Denial has not made the correlation in their minds that our success was predicated on the fact that U5 couldn't play their spots correctly. They couldn't sit in their sandbag spot. They couldn't sit at the connector or in the Z or at quad because we were throwing fire everywhere. Now that we have a little bit of economic problems, or we can't afford what we need to do to be successful, and U5, if you're going gun to gun with them, they're as good as anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, that could very well be a XP3 holding it down in the B side right now.
Yeah, that camera just went wild there. I saw it too. Unfortunate for that, but the sum of that story is that they got run over, and U5 will probably surrender this round, barring Storm doing the most legendary takeback ever. Gets shot in the side and then shot from the front. A piercing shot from JDM. Sent from the site will make this 10-4. We're at the last round of the half. And U5 has to win. Look at that. 10K for XP3. He can buy everybody.
And he most likely will. He did buy someone, picked up an op for himself.
Triple op. Oh, never mind. They're just tossing it around.
Yeah, that's another thing that's actually really strong that you don't really see a lot of teams doing that I would have expected is auto snipers. Auto snipers on this map are very, very strong. We've seen iBuyPower abuse them quite a bit, actually.
Oh, yeah. Talk to Swag about that one. He loves doing that one.
Yeah.
TM will come up over the top of the that sawdust pile looking up to the boost spot. Nobody will be there, and it looks like a designated B take. The man with the bomb is at B outer. He presumably will throw a flash in or a smoke in or even fire in now that they have mollies again to move somebody off that B platform to blind them and make the entry that much easier. There's a flank. JDM was being patient, waiting for his teammates to start the B take, but his patience will only reward Warden. The take is calling for the rotate, and TM has identified his aggressors. FNS waiting at the bottom of the vent will get the better of TM. A fire kill like we called it. We totally set up that strat for Denial. We'll take credit for that one. One up top, one in the main. He's smoked out. Moses on the far flank trying to find the lurker. He's being a little bit overcautious because his teammates need his assistance now. The bomb begins to tick away. Here is the first flash. Flashes nobody. This is going to be a very, very, very poor retake if they think that that was what it took. Early pick by XP3. He's too fast. Cutler has brought him down from the horseshoe. Lucky in the site has now made it a 2-on-1. Moses getting shot at. One tapped. Lucky ends their half. It's 11 to watching CEVO TV. I'm Cotton. My partner is Klops. This is week 2, map 1. DE cash between Denial and U5. Clay, that was not the half you were expecting.
No, it wasn't. Well, I mean, you know, U5 started getting it together a little bit. Like you said, I think they realized that they were having some personal issues, matchup issues, and they decided they got XP3 over in the A-bomb site and switched it around, and that's the site that Denial was favoring heavily, and they were able to pick up 4 rounds from that. So they did get it together a little bit, and came back somewhat, but they are still in a deficit here, and, you know, they got a hole to climb out of, and it's all going to start here with this pistol round. If they don't get this pistol round, then they're going to be looking at trouble.
That's absolutely right. So, barring a ridiculous pistol round here, I think we'll be seeing Denial take a larger lead here because they have... Oh, never mind. At the split, it looked as if they were going to stack A, but no. It's a pretty even take, and U5 is going to take the slow movement, a smoke over, no doubt for the... Given the angle on that one actually probably lands right around the quad. No, it's a white truck smoke. One around the quad side. TM will run over Denial, both of their defenders, JDM and Lucky. Denial has 3 left, all at full health. What?
There's a small little crack in the smokes.
Hayes peers through the little crease in the smoke, as Clay just described. He is very, very adept at seeing through there. Hayes will have one more shot at it. Around the forklift, gets knocked down. Cutler's one left. He's the last man alive with a P2000 in open space. This is not advisable ever. He's dead. U5 has one and can build off of this.
Yeah, I mean, those were some nice smokes by U5 right there. They essentially made a nice wall from the connector and blocked off the white truck as well with those smokes, and it just made the site that much smaller, and made it easier. Made them only have to focus on one area rather than the other 2 potential threats that could have been moving. So they got in there, got the kills, and then just got the bomb down and just had to hold on to it from there, which they did quite easily.
One made it out of that huge massacre. That's Cutler, who retreated into the Z. Lucky comes to assist him from the connector, wants to get a second headshot, does get the second headshot, and Storm finally stops that rampage. 3 alive for the T's before they finish it up. That eco round gets cleaned up nicely, and 2 rebuys. Wow, rebuys forced. Clay, I think, given your situation here, Warden and Moses may not buy. They actually may opt to... Nope, never mind. They'll go full rifle upgrades. Yeah, there you go.
They did. Warden holding on to the Galil, but yeah, they passed it around. They don't want to get caught with a 3rd round buy because that's what they tried to do and it didn't work. So
yeah,
they might be feeling suspicious.
I was playing the numbers game just a bit here because in the first round they didn't get a ton of kills. The second round they got 2, so they're probably, for all intents and purposes, was not going to be a FAMAS surprise by this round. One on top on the balcony. That's FNS, who loses his duel with Moses. The flanker, Hayes, also taken down. That leaves Cutler and JDM coming from White Truck and the connector. JDM just went full-on sprint into the forklift to try to bring down TM. No good. The scoreline, Clay, very different.
Yeah, Denial gets the pistol round. Like I said, it was going to be very important for him, and then they picked up 2 more after that, so they are looking... to be back in this game here. They have a real shot here. If they could pick up this round, then that's really going to put them back in it, because that will force the C2s into another save, and they should be able to go from there, ending at about 9. So it should be a close gap there, and they should be back in it.
U5 has taken a page out of the Denial playbook. They picked up 2 mollies. For what purpose, we'll find out in just a bit. A nade over the top of the boost box will damage TM as he comes over to peek. XP3 will take up his position at main. Given the lineup across the board in B, in warehouse, and in the horseshoe, this is a designated B take. The bomb has been deposited in the dumpster area, now taken to the horseshoe, and if they can just land this entry shot, if they can just land the entry shot of the man at the platform, or the man who's going to be probably playing from the checker side, they've got a really good chance to take it. No rotates have been called over whatsoever. First nade in will be the first sign that, oh, Storm just made a sound. Flash over, fire over, they've displaced the position, and that player on the balcony must surrender it. Cutler times his appearance well. He'll bring down 2 before he gets traded out. Fairly even on the exchange thus far. XP3 being the denominator. He's taken a little bit of damage, but hangs on. The retake is a 3-man retake. 1 through the vent, 1 through upper, and 1 through CT main. Storm sees him. Hayes sprays down through the corner of the vent, never even seeing his opponent, brings his opponent down. 2-on-2, 2-on-1. XP3 holds the site. It's JDM versus XP3, and XP3 misses his golden opportunity. Our clutch man happens to be this terrorist. He needs to... Oh, no.
I don't think he has time to defuse.
No, it's a round win, but it's a full rebuy for the T's. The next round's chances of winning are not that much greater, given that both teams can buy, though the CTs could buy weak.
CTs are actually not going to be able to buy, it looks like. They're going to be forced to save. I mean, we do have that saved op here. So, I mean, they could probably do P250 armor or maybe force some FAMASes, but I doubt it would be the smart play here. Whereas U5 is going to be able to fully buy out due to that bomb going off.
Denial will nurse their lead. They will sit on it with an op and 5/7s across the board. They like the armor-piercing capabilities, the long-range engagements, and this is a purposeful buy, right? Your damage deterioration over distance with the 5/7s rounds are not necessarily the same as the P250s or Glocks or whatever you have. Denial's Cutler makes huge plays, and he brings down 3 for himself. 2 for himself. That could change the face of the round, given the fact that there are only 2 AKs versus an an AWP, and a 5/7. If they can get this kill, which they do, they have totally saved the eco. The bomb is in the possession of the CTs, and XP3, who could not make the big play last round, does not this time. His executioner was waiting around the corner. That's lucky. That's a huge eco win for Denial Esports.
Yeah, really, that op shot from heaven by JDM was so big. I mean, he barely got that off as he was passing through, and I mean, that really just put the round in their favor right there, because then they had a good look at holding that bomb right there, and it was a 2v1 for XP3, which he obviously just couldn't pull it out. That lurk, that man camping with the pistol just took his head off. But yeah, nice round there by Denial, and still able to buy for the T's, so they should be able to keep the momentum going. But if they lose this one, then it's not going to be looking too good.
Set smoke's gone. They've used this strat before. They had success with it, but because it's so identifiable, those smokes fall in such a recognizable position. Denial is not falling for the same strat. They know that people are trying to take B, and that B flanker gives away his position. They clear the site, they being U5, but that bomb was intended to be planted at B. Because of the fact that strat got picked out, U5's Moses now has to flank all the way around with the bomb, hoping that he can rush into this site. JDM won't allow it. Clay, that was a fake that was just too easy to read.
Yeah, and then when they did go into A, they kind of trickled in one by one and didn't really get any simultaneous entries going on there. So, yeah, they just got picked apart by Denial, and now they're going to be on that eco in the round that we talked about, so Denial's lead is just going to go even further, most likely. And, I mean, JDM, he is just being a beast right now with that op, really getting some sick shots going.
Yeah, he really is. JDM, who has made the big play, maybe 3 or 4 rounds now in this half, has really changed the face of this match for Denial, who could have probably lost their momentum entirely to U5. U5 lost their weapon of initiative. They lost the Molotovs and went for a set piece on the round, and that round may be the round that has changed the outcome entirely of this game. Fast cleanup there. The eco round lost and no casualties for Denial Esports. You know, if they had stuck with their push, take, flash, and molly, and instead have not gone with that set piece, this could be a completely different story. The scoreline could look something like 13-13 by now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, same goes for Denial. If they stuck with their Molotov use on the other side, I mean, this could have been probably over by now. But, you know, they gave up their momentum in the T side, and now it gave U5 a chance to come back here. But
we have a pusher through the squeaky, and though they're prepared, they have lost a man. That's unfortunate. Warden knew he was coming, so did Storm, and Lucky just outshot them. That may change everything for them. This tie point may be achieved without even the slightest resistance. 1 left for U5. An unfortunate loss for XP3. They cannot seem to land their shots. They seem a bit snake-bitten. They see the strats coming. They have the right play calls, but they're not executing. They can't hit the shots, and when they do call the wrong play, it tends to also end disastrously. We're on to the game points. Denial is 15 over United 5's 8.
Yeah, and the money, unfortunately, wasn't what the terrorists would like. They had to buy some Galeals, but and only 2 smokes, actually. So I think they're going to go for that pistol round smokes that they tried to do. They actually just tried to do it last round, but they got pushed. But I think they're probably going to be going for that strat again, trying to cut off the A connector and the white truck and then just take the site.
It's a committed A take. The bomb is in the doorway. We have one coming through the squeaky. He's trailing, thinking that he might be pushed, but though he was not pushed, he's late to the party. Here comes the entry. Lucky's in the site, defending admirably. Hayes will see one trying to jump over the top of the shipping container. He has no idea where he is, and he, unfortunately, lands no kills. U5 may be able to pull this one out if they can just bring down Hayes, who's on a tear. They're looking for that kill now. There it is, 2-on-1. FNS has to play this safe. Moses cannot die. 1-on-1. Moses has 1 health. He loses it. Denial Esports cleans this up. United 5 is 0-2 in CEVO-P. They've lost now to Manajuma or Unoya, and now they've lost to Denial Esports. Good games. It's true. United 5 has some work to do on DE Cash to be relevant on this map. Actually,
they didn't lose yet.
I just miscounted. I totally miscounted. I told you that I would not be. No, I didn't miscount. No, I didn't miscount.
Everyone's leaving. What's going on?
I didn't miscount. I'll tell you what. The counter didn't update.
Ah, okay.
That's a Counter-Strike bug.
That's
a Counter-Strike bug.
That's a Counter-Strike bug. You'll get away with that one.
Yes. I'm not an idiot. I was like, that really?
I'm not an idiot.
I was about to say like, there's no.